Welcome to Formosa Dream Chasers.
We're your hosts, Mary Anne
and Ching-en.
Please join us as we explore the journeys amazing people take in pursuit of their dreams.
And get insights from their experiences.
Let's hit the road.
And get started. Welcome back to Formosa Dream Chasers. Today, Mary Anne and I continue our chat with Mr. Jayanta Chongtham, the co-founder and artistic director of EX Theatre Asia.
In our last episode, we learned how he got started in the theater arts, and today he shares the unexpected twists and turns in his journey, bringing him to Taiwan, and his vision for co-founding EX Theatre Asia. So, from your beginnings in Manipur, where did that journey take you, and how did you end up in Taiwan?
There's a twist in life. What happened to you?
I never thought that I would be, I will spend in the another countries, because my hometown Manipur is still very small town. So going out to Delhi is already very big. So I never thought that one day I will, stay in the another countries, will settle down. It's also happened because of the drama school. After I completed drama school, I work in the National Repertory Company as a full-time actor. Then after that, I just want to explore more. I want to know more. My luck is not so bad. So that time in Singapore, the theater research program is opening, and they want the Indian participant. So that's why I went there, and I met the Lin Pan. Now is my partner in Taiwan. So we are the colleagues in that institute. So we know each other. In that institute, what we were doing is all the Asian traditional art form, like the Japanese No, Chinese opera, Indonesian Wang Yang Wang, and the Indian Bharatanatyam or Kuchipudi. All this traditional art form of Asia, how it can be relevant to the contemporary art form, contemporary aesthetics. After completed the course, we want to collaborate and we want to explore further. So we were looking for a chance. But in 2005, the Golden Bough Theatre, they have a project under the National Theatre. One is called a New Idea Project. So that project, just the pen invite me to collaborate in this production. So I come in 2005 here.
Oh, that was your first time.
That is the first time I, arrived in Taiwan, and I know Taiwan. Before we know Chinese Taipei. so when I arrive here, I know that it's the Taiwan. Then from there, I just work here, and I know the Taiwan, and then I just continue in that way.
Oh, so you just decided to move here?
It's not so simple.
Okay, that is a long story.
It's the long story because the Pei and me still, I cannot decide that we should stay in Taiwan or in India, and how we can continue our work, which nation would be better for our future, for our profession. It's very complicated things, but I choose Taiwan because I like Taiwan.
Okay. So you've been living here for more than 20 years?
Yes,
almost 20 years. 19 years now. And so did you ever experience any cultural shock or challenges about arriving in Taiwan or in the 2 decades?
Yes, luckily my Northeast India is a little bit different from the mainland India. So the food habit is a little bit closer to the Taiwan now, so I don't have that much problem the food. But the first problem, I face is the language. Because I didn't know not a single word of Chinese word when I arrived in Taiwan. So I began everything from zero. So in Manipur, I love to, go to the market and, contact with the people and the talking. And I buy the things from the local market. Here also in the Miaoli or Taiwan also have the local market is more interesting and more vibrant. But I cannot buy, so I always have to go to the supermarket because the price is very, obvious and is convenient.
Yes.
And from the local market, it's cheap, but I cannot communicate. So this is the first problem. Besides that, I cannot do anything by myself. Everything I have to depend on because I cannot communicate. Yes. Even I cannot buy a simple necessary things for daily life. Yeah. So at that time, I feel that I'm very useless person. I cannot survive. Then beside the language, other cultural little bit, the shock is when we sit with the elders, with the parents, and they are the family, sit together, I have to be cheers. Because in India we cannot drink any alcohol in front of the elders. So it's not acceptable that you drink alcohol in front of the elders. But here I have to be,
You cheers.
I have to cheers.
Yeah.
If I didn't cheers to the elders, I am the very impolite person.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that is the very difficult part to overcome mentally.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
this is the another, and the other is the dachang. What is the internal organ of the
dachang, the intestine of
Yes.
the.
When
don't worry.
at that, I don't know when it should swallow, right? So I still chewing. Then after that, I cannot find the time when I can swallow it.
Yeah.
So that is the another one. Then once I know that naturally I can swallow it, then I know, now I can merge with the Taiwan society.
I see.
Okay.
But for me, I'm surprised that, because for me, like, I grew up in the Philippines and I also didn't I didn't experience eating all of the intestines or chicken feet growing up. The fact that you're willing and open to accept it is amazing to me, because like even now I cannot eat the dachang.
It's little bit difficult. The way Taiwan cook the vegetable also too simple for us. For any Indian, it's look like it's
Really?
boiling. Yes. If India, whatever the food we cook, we put many spices, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
But here the vegetable, the way they cook the vegetable is just
Blanch it. You just
some
like
oil,
some salt.
garlic,
Yeah.
vegetable, salt.
That's it.
That's all.
So do you have to grind like those spices and make it into
Yes,
curry every day?
If I cook at my home, but now most of the time I eat the Taiwanese food.
Yeah.
But sometimes I cook by myself. Then I have to do all this grinding thing.
I love that process. Like, it's very therapeutic. You can smell the spices.
Yes. And then you start imagining how good the food that you will cook
Yeah.
is.
Yes, in India we cannot imagine the food without spices.
Yeah, that's very different. That is very different. So if you don't mind, let's shift our focus to EX Theater Asia. So we've explored your adventures from Manipur to Taiwan. So how did the theater come about here?
Just I mentioned earlier that Mary and me are doing a course about how the traditional art form could be a material for the contemporary theater, and we both strongly believe that maybe the tradition could be the treasure for the creative process. From that point of view, we want to do this kind of theater, a kind of aesthetics we want to develop. For that reason, we in the Miaoli in 2006 we formed this EX Theater Asia. At the same time, I also decided to settle down in Taiwan, so we need a platform to work. So that's how the EX Theater Asia, just come up.
Started. In your opinion, what makes EX Theater Asia very unique from other theater production companies?
EX Theater Asia is a little bit different and unique compared to the others. The Taiwan theater is the way we process, the way we work with the multicultural and the intercultural. Our approach is a little bit different with the others, the group. So we pick up the tradition, and that tradition is not limited to the Taiwan the tradition. We expand this beyond the Taiwan the tradition. We, for example, in my play before, we work with the Taiwanese original the forms like the ame, taya, and just I mentioned the Japanese no, and then the Chinese opera, and my hometown the tangta, the martial art. All this form we explore and try to transform for the contemporary expression. We don't borrow the form itself. The form is the source, and then we rework based on the demand of the script. Then it's become a new kind of aesthetics. So that kind of approach make a little bit different and unique from the others, the Taiwan, theater here. And of course, my background is from India, so my flavor, the way I see is, is also different from what the Taiwanese artist here. Huh?
So, like for most Taiwanese theaters, they would follow certain kind of tradition, but what you are trying to do is to kind of mingle or make a fusion.
Yes, a kind of fusion. But that fusion is also, transforming. What I said, the transformation is very important. Because let's say in the Taiwan, also here, the artists, they are still working with the tradition. But that tradition is somewhere, how, let's say Taiwanese people working in the tradition, but tradition itself have some, restriction also. That they totally cannot come out.
Yeah,
they still preserve this traditional value or something. But for me, is not. I respect the tradition, but we are creating a new expression. So I take this advantage to not restricted by the traditional, the hard and fast rule.
Okay, you are currently the artistic director of the theater. For those of us who are not familiar with theater production, what is the work of an artistic director?
The work of artistic director is, the first of all, if you have the company, you have to give the direction or the vision of this company, where this company is going. And to fulfill that vision, to direct, then we have to, in terms of the production or whatever the activities we are organizing, I have to be lit. I have to give the idea, the vision of the company. That is the work. So sometimes the artistic director can direct the play, or if he didn't direct, also okay. But at least he have to guide the company towards that vision. That is the work of the artistic director.
Okay. So then the next question would be, specifically, what is your vision for EX Theater Asia?
My vision is, I strongly believe that the art is not only for the entertainment. Whatever we do, whatever the human action, have the capability to affect the others. And the theater is also a human action. That's why it's have the impact. So all the artists, whatever making the artwork, should have a very responsible about what they are doing. So for me, is as an artist, my artwork should help to make a better society or the better world, and I should take a contribution on that side through my art.
Thanks for joining us today. Remember to tune in next week as Mr. Chongtham shares his most memorable experience, which has helped direct and guide his life up till today. Again, this is Ching-en.
And Mary Anne. See you guys next Sunday. Bye.
You're tuning in to Radio Taiwan International, Taiwan's national broadcaster. Here at RTI, we have a range of entertaining and informative content for you to enjoy. You can find all of our content on our website at en.rti.org.tw. That's en.rti.org.tw for news, shows, and more. We're also on shortwave radio. If you're residing in South Asia, we broadcast from 1600 to 1700 UTC at 9405 kHz. From all of us here at RTI, we wish you a lovely day.